Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. It is so good to see all your beautiful faces. I missed you guys all last week. I don't think you missed me that much because a lot of y'all went in on me while I was out.
The
Specifically you,
shade.
Tay. Thank you, Ashley. Specifically you, Tay. But we'll deal with you later. Okay. We have a special guest today, y'all. Pepper Maurice Phillips Fisher is in the house.
Say hey,
Yes.
Pepper. Hey.
If you go on YouTube, you will see it's her ugly dog. But yeah, that's besides the point. So
You didn't.
down in the corner, we have Miss Shantavia Phillips Fisher.
Hey.
Up on top, we have Mr. Javi Martinez.
What's up?
And down below, we have Mr. T.Y. Fisher.
It's your boy T.Y. Welcome to the Boozy Brunch Tea podcast.
And as extra as always. And next to him, we have Miss Kaylee Pinion reporting live from the Boston.
Hey, y'all.
And last but never least, Miss Ashley Byers holding it down in the A.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
All right. So, as we always say, what is everybody drinking? All right. I guess I'll start off. So, liqueur-wise, I have Screwball whiskey.
Yo.
It's a peanut butter whiskey that I somehow fell in love with.
We just
Javi
had
does
that
not
at
like
Bar
it.
Louie. It was bomb.
It was
You
so
okay?
good.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
T.Y. likes it. Miss Fisher likes it. I love it. It is on. If you don't like peanut butter, it is definitely on the peanut butter side.
I love peanut butter.
Then you would definitely like
try
this.
that.
You can add a splash of this to a coffee. You can drink it on the rocks. It's not hard at all. It's only 35%. So I think you'll like it. And to go along with it, I am all in this winter season already. So I have the Bud Light Seltzer Nog. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's got to be nasty.
No, it does taste like Nog, but it's good. And then I brought another one with me. This is the Sugar Plum. This one's pretty
Okay,
good.
we like sugar plums.
Okay, that might hit.
So that's what I'm drinking today. Mr. Fisher, what do you have down there?
I have my favorite, the toilet.
Oh, what?
Right.
My crown apple today. That's what I'm on
Okay.
right now for this brunch. And I already
Okay.
got my glass poured up. And for those who watching, I'm about to make you super jealous, right? This is brunch. So I got my plate. I got my
What's on
plate.
your plate, T.Y.?
I got these eggs. These are Himalayan eggs laid from chickens who never had sex.
You know what?
This is some grits. And I got that fire ass turkey bacon straight from Sam's Club. If you don't know about
You
it,
know what, T.Y.? Thank you for actually bringing the brunch to Boozy Brunch of Tea because at this point, we just boozies.
y'all just drinking.
We are boozy.
We are boozies, okay? So they're kind of understanding.
Boozy and mouthy.
Literally, everybody's understanding what we do when we
Why
go to
we
brunch.
go to
Clearly,
brunch.
we don't eat. We don't eat. But yes, we are going to start doing that today. Okay, Javi, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Chattanooga whiskey
Chattanooga whiskey.
with a
Okay.
splash
Okay.
of ginger ale.
Okay, Chattown whiskey with some ginger ale.
Are you shooting the whiskey and then chasing the ginger ale, or you mixing?
That's a little mixture.
Okay.
A little louder, Javi. We can't hear you.
Oh, it's a little mixture.
You're trying to be seductive,
Got
too.
it. All right, and Miss Fisher.
How we trying to catch something this?
Okay, so I couldn't wait to share my food on here because I'm greedy. Like, I already ate. Okay, so I have my mimosa with strawberries and pineapples, and I had like a little fruit cup to go with it for my brunch. But I ate. I'm one of those. I ate twice before I came, girl. So
Show is.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
It is. It's
Kaylee, what you got down there, girl?
I have Tito's,
Hell yeah.
but I only have
Really?
water because my husband drank all the orange juice.
So you
And
can't have
Kaylee
your
does not.
screwball.
Yeah.
Tito's and water with lemon.
Oh, that's good. I
Not
like
that
those.
good.
You don't like it?
No,
Maybe if it was seltzer.
it's like
water.
it's too strong. Like I like a
Lemon
little
juice-
mixture in
The
there.
lemon juice don't cut it. It don't cut it.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. But it's okay. It'll do.
I hear you. Ashley, what do you got?
Listen, I am drinking this morning this lovely filtered water from the Starbucks. And then we have prayed and asked the Lord to turn the water into wine. So we drinking this Stella Rosa
And he
Amen.
right
did.
here too.
And
Amen.
he said, and
And he
he did.
did. This
Amen.
5% juice right here, Stella Rosa Black, goes down smooth.
What a fish in the
I-
bread at then.
Well, I ate the bread because I had some toast before we started filming, And
And I will say that I actually did eat
The
this
fish, I'ma
morning.
probably fry
I
it up
scrambled
later.
me a few eggs with a little piece of cheese. And
Okay.
and
Not
I
the little
had
piece of
just a little
cheese.
piece of cheese, not much. And then I put I baked 3 chicken legs, skinless. Yes, don't ask. That was random, but it was seasoned already in the refrigerator. So we popped that thing in there. All right.
Marination.
Friends, Rodney
it.
trying to ration that cheese for his macaroni and cheese next week.
I am not
little piece
rationing
of
cheese. I'm not even cooking my Thanksgiving dinner, besides the point.
Per the usual.
He already ordered it.
Get
He
him.
picked up.
He did.
Oh, y'all about to get
I
disconnected.
can't even lie, friend.
I'm
I'm doing the
put
same
together.
thing. I gotta pick up my plate on
But
Wednesday.
you are so right, Javi. I'm with you on that one.
Everybody loves to come for Rodney. I don't know
He'll
why.
pay for it if you want it. He'll pay for it if you want it.
If you sell a bit out there, he buy a bit.
He'll buy it.
You know what?
Anywho, I'm changing this subject because I'm not going to entertain y'all. Y'all are not going to continue to come for me, and I'm trying to keep it together today. I'm gonna let y'all win that one. I'm gonna be the bigger man and let y'all have that. But just know, game on. So, as you guys know, me and Javi were in NYC last week. We know you missed us just by the downloads that the couples didn't get. So,
Boy, bye.
He already taking shots.
Yours
Don't
was
do
a whole
it.
2 weeks before ours,
So
or a week or so.
make sure you listen, download, and we just want to tell you a little snippet about what happened. We can't tell you everything, but we had such a great time, and there was some funny stories. So let's start with day one. Thursday, we arrived. That was Veterans Day. We were stuck in traffic forever after we got out of the airport. Let's just say my flight was delayed from the beginning because I'm here in D.C. and they did a flyover here at the Arlington Cemetery. So they grounded all flights.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, mine delayed, of course. But it wasn't too bad because everybody was grounded. So I didn't feel too bad. And it was for a great reason. We get to the NY, we get our stuff, we get in an Uber. Let's just say he played me. All right.
The Uber driver.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the land of scammers.
He scammed me, but not in a bad way. It was when I came out, he said, "Hey, I got you. I said, all right, let's go. Y'all, come on. We get in the Uber and we're talking. And I'm like, man, we've been in traffic for a minute. It's moving slow. So I said, damn, we at least got to be at like $50 by now, right? He said, you're way past that. I was like, wait, how much is it? He said, I said, this is going to be $100 ride, huh? He said, you're close to it. I said, I should have just took a taxi. He's like, no, because taxis take the long way and they do it on purpose. I said, okay, so you don't. He was like, no, this is Uber, da-da-da. I said, huh. He said, yeah. I said, well, why is this Uber so expensive? He's like, oh, this is a black Uber. I said, oh, so you didn't tell me that it was a black Uber. So pretty much you took advantage just like the taxi driver. Well, no. I mean, but it's a BMW. I said, it is a BMW. It is a very nice truck. I did enjoy the air and sitting comfortably in the front.
An X5.
X5, S3, is that a smaller one?
X3 is the smaller one.
Okay, yeah, it was a little smaller, but it was nice. It was a nice ride. Okay, we paid $116.
Yeah, no, you your ass beat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was $116. But I mean,
was
hey,
also
what
a
else
That's
gonna
my
be?
whole trip budget.
Let's talk about the bike.
You need
the
to go.
horse
You
bike.
need to go to Alabama then, if that's your budget.
Y'all should have hopped on one of them big ass rats up there and just rode rat back through the city to your
You
hotel.
know what?
Honestly,
Ninja
we
Turtle
did
style.
not see a lot of rats. Believe it or not, maybe it was because we were in Manhattan, but we didn't see a lot. I mean, maybe one or two, but they ran real quick. I see bigger rats in Chicago. No offense, y'all town. Okay, so that night, Thursday, we were going to Central Park, and it was getting dark, and we were boozy. Let's say that. And I was just like, guys, I'm tired of walking. Like, I've been all my life I had to walk. That's how I felt.
Being extra.
So I see this girl who pedals on the bike. And I said, get in, let's do it. So Derek was with us, guys. And I said, Derek, you paying for this one? Ooh, friend.
Well, the reason why he paid it because it was he was the only one that had cash.
That too. And so we got there, and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, it's gonna be like $50. She only went a few blocks. She said, I said, how much? She said, $125.
Ooh.
I said, what?
It was
as well have
taxing
taken it
your
Uber Black.
ass.
I said,
You ain't
$125.
Oh my God.
I said, how much? She
125.
said, oh, it's like $8 a minute, such and such. I said, where's the sign? She said, oh, right here. I said, how are we
It
going to
was
see this?
underneath. It was behind her.
Behind her on the bottom. I said, how are we supposed to see a
Inside a
sign?
pouch.
Bro, they be
In a
scamming
pouch.
in New York. They be scamming.
No, see,
So y'all,
you like,
Derek was mad the rest of the trip. He was real mad. I had to really give my buddy a pep talk. And when he hears this, he gonna be like, yep, I was mad. I had to say, Derek, don't let this one experience ruin your whole trip, buddy. Come on. We still got 3 days here, you know. Let's go. We got it. Yeah, I was really trying to pep them up.
so did y'all do that for fun, convenience?
It was a little
Or
bit of
just
both. It was a little bit of both. Anyway, by the time she pedaled there, it was a little too dark for Central Park, and I'm not going through there in dark. You know, no. So we ended up going to another bar.
Okay.
And yeah, that was a lot. And we met some cool people. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see some of the people that we've met from Vancouver and people that actually still live there in NYC. We ended up hanging out with them a good portion of the trip. Like every day we saw them to do things. So it was really cool. What else? Javi, what else you got?
Bars. We were just bar hopping pretty much until you want to talk about the experience we had with that one bar.
You know what? We can. Oh, we also went to Staten Island. We rode a ferry to Staten. That was pretty cool. Staten Island is really like when I say suburbs of New York. It's no offense to Pete Davidson and your mom living there. I was definitely looking for the house, but yeah, it was boring. Like it was
Pete
boring.
Davidson, the only
They say
person
that's
you
the
know from
borough that
Staten Island.
everybody
What about
forgets.
Wu-Tang?
I didn't know they were from there.
I
Yes.
didn't either.
Right, thank you, Tay. Why he trying to come for me? Anywho, yeah, it was quite boring. So we got off the ferry, went to the bar, took a shot, got back on the ferry, and rode back. We also did a bus tour that was pretty cool. It took us through the Brooklyn Bridge. It took us through Times Square. All these monuments we were able to see. We went to the World Trade Center and saw like the Fountain of Tears. That was beautiful and really will bring a tear to you. It was a great experience. We had brunch in Tribeca, which is another great experience. It was just overall, it was an awesome trip. And the thing is, we just couldn't do everything in 3 days. So I was just like, let's not force everything, to be done because then you'll be bored. So we just kind of went with the flow, had some late nights and early mornings and great food. But it was awesome, honestly. I think the funniest part of the trip will be we were club hopping on a Saturday. And it was like maybe 3, 4 in the morning, and we're still trying to go. Like we're going, and we just hop in the line. Like, okay, here's one. Let's get in the line. And the guy was like, it's a very like sedity neighborhood. Like the security's like, so we can only allow 85 people in. I'm like, damn, I could fit that in my house, 85. And we get in, and Javi's following me. I'm just looking around, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. So Javi's following me. I said, Javi, it's not even that big. Stop following me. I'm going to the bathroom. And I get in line at the bathroom, and I just look around, and it's all women.
What kind of
You had a
bar y'all?
lesbian bar.
Lesbian bar y'all done went in?
When I say lesbians were so disrespectful, I've
Did they
never
have
felt
urinals in the
not.
bathroom?
I never got to go. They guarded the door. They looked at us with disgust. I've never.
Men in a lesbian bar.
That's how they felt. They looked like
She
What the
thought y'all was
fuck?
predators. She thought y'all were predators. Y'all was coming in there to
The hell
steal
are
their
y'all doing
women.
here?
And doing their bathrooms too.
Man. And they the security guard, we leave, and I'm like, dude, is this a lesbian bar?
Why
He's
you ain't
like,
tell
yeah,
us?
y'all didn't know? Right. Like, why you didn't
Say
tell us? And
nothing.
Javi, what did the girls tell you in the line?
We were walking out, and they're like, "No, we like you guys and whatever." And it's like, "Well, tell the woman over there inside." So
They
I
said if you
mean,
got
I'm
anything that dangle, you can't tangle.
literally.
You know what? Turn his mic off.
Somebody, please.
I said, guys, we're leaving. I said, we're leaving. The lady says, thank you. I was like,
oh
Ooh,
yeah,
they really want y'all asses out.
Okay.
it was so disrespectful. I've never
Spare
felt
me this part so we
unwanted.
can cancel their asses.
You know what?
And we
Council
don't
on
play that
shit.
shit.
Discrimination.
No, I've never felt
I don't even know
unwanted.
the name of it.
Me
Honestly,
either. I told you we were just pedaling through some neighborhoods. Like, oh, here's one. Let's go. But yes, that is pretty much a sum. Javi, did I forget anything? Anything you wanted to mention? Okay, cool. Yeah, so that
You
was a
forgot
trip.
one thing. I just checked our podcast, and the couples definitely have 4 more than the singles. 4 more views. So don't do it, Rodney.
Don't
Check
do it.
that ass.
Don't do it.
Check
You're
that
really gonna
ass.
come.
You-
You're really gonna come after such a beautiful explanation of NYC, and you gonna bring that shit.
Yeah, I gotta make sure you know you're wrong.
That's right, Katie. That's right.
And just to clarify what Kaylee's saying, everybody, she's looking at YouTube views. She can't see what's going on the downloads.
Doesn't matter.
Yes. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Our downloads
The views
are
is all I care about.
You and plus
I don't
yours
care if
is
someone
up a
downloads
whole-
it on their phone.
It was up a whole week before. Theirs was
If
up
they're
a whole week
downloaded,
before
that means they're
ours.
listening, Kaylee.
No, they gonna delete it.
That's
Why
not true.
y'all so
I listened and I don't have it downloaded.
Why y'all so salty about
why
it?
y'all so defensive?
I mean, y'all real defensive because y'all
Y'all needed a
couples-
competition.
Hey, look, I have people messaging me.
Y'all needed
asking
a
me to send them the
competition.
link and everything. So I'm not worried. I'm doing my part. So I know it's getting done. I know they're listening to me because we've been questioned about it, especially
Well,
things that he brought up.
Singles at the top. We don't have to send out that much because we do what we do.
All
Well,
right.
you know, I'm
Know
getting
that.
exposure for
Believe
us
that.
as a whole. Tavia is getting exposure for us as a whole.
Why is she
Teamwork
referring to
is
herself in the third person?
teamwork.
Right.
Because it needs to be said, okay?
Defensive.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Javi, can you find out the name of that club, please? We need to cancel them. I don't like how they treated y'all.
Thank you,
I
T.Y.
don't. It's
Thank
probably
you.
called Studs. What's it called, Studs?
Stop.
Kid titties under that shirt.
They gonna cancel you.
Turn his mic off before they cancel this
Okay,
damn
next
podcast.
topic.
We are all
Yes.
Alphabet Club allies.
Okay.
Okay. So
Not Alphabet Club.
Yeah, but we ain't finna tolerate no disrespect. They not gonna throw them up out that bar like that.
They didn't
They
throw them
did.
out. They left on their own.
After the eyes stared us out, it was like
Thank you.
it was like eyes looking at you, and then the eyes go
They
to the
felt
door.
so
Like,
uncomfortable.
Well, the bartender even said
Get
something,
out.
right,
Hey,
Rodney?
we experience that as women all the time. Anywhere. At the gas station, in the parking lot. Anywhere. We get it.
We taking it to that.
I'm just saying we get it.
Thank you, T.Y.
We get how you felt. T.Y.
okay.
don't
we see each
T.Y.
other.
don't experience it.
I get eyes on me all the time.
So, guys, something funny happened. Javi, you want to tell our friends here on the podcast what happened?
I'm curious. Come on, Javi.
Oh, okay. So apparently, I was, me and my brother and sister have a group chat, and one random day, my brother, I think it was Chris, he was like, "Oh, by the way, my mom," or I think it was one of them, said, "My mom knows that you have a podcast, and she's listening to it." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, how the fuck does she knows? There's and they were like, "Well, we were listening to it and she was there." I was like, how the fuck are you gonna do that? Like, you clearly knew what you were doing.
If they would have cut it off real fast, your mama would have thought it was porn. So they had to keep.
You know
They had
what?
to let it keep playing. You know how you do when your parent walk in the room, you listening to something you don't want her to know, so you cut it off real fast.
Knowing them, they were probably in the kitchen table as she's cooking, and they were listening
Oh,
to
what was
it.
she cooking,
Um,
Javi?
oh, I don't know.
So,
But she's
soup.
listening.
I think that's
But
what
she's listening.
I think this is what
Oh, the
they
shade.
were listening to. So
But she's
Oh,
listening.
shit. They heard that. I mean, she heard that.
But she's listening.
But no, this is the part that got me. Javi tells me that she liked the post on the podcast on Facebook.
I know.
She want to support her son. She don't
I
support
said,
his comments about
oh.
her soup.
Well, hopefully Chris don't tell your mom what I said, okay? And if she do find out, just say Javi said it. Remember that. Thanks, Chris.
Mm.
Oh, good point.
She's listening if they're playing it out loud. She's not like searching for it.
All right, let's all go with that premise.
But you know, it
That's what
get
we're
real
gonna
good
do.
when you cooking, Javi. So she was in there. She was stirring up that soup, and she was making that soup and cutting up those
He didn't
ingredients.
say that she was
It's-
making soup this time.
Oh, T.Y.
Tay.
said it. So she was pretty
I
much cooking.
assumed that she was making that
She was
soup.
pretty
Y'all
much
just being shady as fuck.
They
I got
being
the
y'all.
shady,
soup
Javi. I
over
got you,
the soup.
friend.
And then
Well-
she was listening to you at the same time.
Well, Mama, why you cooking Thanksgiving dinner next week? You listen to this podcast. How about that?
I know
Why
the
you making
address.
your
I'll
soup?
send her a little, listen to this. I got it. So moving on to I guess more of our serious part of the show, since we've been all laughing games and getting back with each other. Let's talk about parenting. Really, this is for TY and Tay. I was reading something or watching something rather this week, and it was Angelina Jolie. She stated that she wants to meet her kids' friends and her kids' friends' parents. Yeah. And if she don't like either one of them, they can't be friends with them.
I feel her on that. I have to ask myself that question. Like, did my mother do that for me? Not so much. She may knew the kids, and if we got dropped off for a sleepover, she would, you know what I'm saying, check the parents or just maybe say hi or something like that. But it wasn't really like a vetting process. However, now as a parent, like, I'm vetting your kid, you know what I'm saying, before you play with my daughter, before y'all, like the parents too, because whatever the parents is teaching their kids is soaking it up, and that's basically their who the kid is now, right? So I need to know these things, not to be biased or prejudiced or anything like that, but kids are very impressionable upon each other, and they pick things up from their parents. Like, I don't want one kid to be treating my daughter a certain kind of way, and I don't expect my daughter to treat another kid any type of way. That's not who she is. But I do need to, you know what I'm saying, like, check your child. You know what I'm saying, like, see what's going on. And make my decision based off that.
Absolutely.
Tay may feel the same way, or she may feel a little different, but I don't know. Tay, how you feel about it?
I agree with the vetting process. Now it's a little bit different from back in the day, which our parents probably could have been more, involved in the vetting process. But my mom, she knew my friends. I'm not gonna say she had a relationship with their parents, but she knew the parents enough to where she trusted me to go over there. Now, there were different things going on in different households that my parents would not have agreed with, because my stepdaddy was a preacher at the time or whatever. But the things that I was taught and seeing some things that my friends did, I was like, okay,
that's wrong.
That's not acceptable. So I just, stood my ground based off of what I was taught. I wasn't influenced to do, anything that I didn't want to do. But I mean, there were some things I definitely know my mom wouldn't have agreed with. And my mom knew certain things, but she did not stop me from being friends with somebody that, I was close to. So if it was, I want to go do this with this person or whatever, she was like, she might have been like, you can go, but not, not all the time. Like, it was limits to it. So now with London being so young, I was older then, but London being so young, I don't trust people. She can't go to their house. They can come over here or we can meet somewhere, but like, she can't go to their house. I don't. And sometimes it's not even just the parent. Like, they could have uncles and friends. You don't know who they have in their house that's looking at your child in a negative way. So I don't trust people, and I go to jail after my daughter. I will go straight to jail with no problem. I will shut it
And I'll
down.
bail you out. I'll bail you out,
What I would do,
friend.
I would
Them
air
food
that
stamps.
thing out over my child. Okay.
Her
Okay. Yeah.
feelings, my daughter's feelings was hurt because he did not show up.
No.
She didn't look like her
So
feelings was hurt when she
I'm.
got home, though.
We
I'm
had a
like,
pep talk. We had a pep talk about it. So
cause
I
I'm like
still feel
effing
the way
kids
I
too.
feel.
But
All right, then. Thank you for.
at the same time, like, I teach her though, like, if somebody not willing to hang with you, F them. I don't say the F word because I don't curse at her, but I say F them and she know what it means too. I stop with the face. Stop with the face.
No,
But you know
respect.
what?
That's
I'm gonna tell
respect.
y'all why I had the difference of opinion on that. Because yeah, it's still early, so I'm cool with going to the cafe or meeting up. That's completely fine. But at some point, she's gonna get older, and he is never, as a man, gonna be comfortable with a boy coming over. Like, I played with guys, like, guys were my best friends. So me, when I was teenager, they came to my house because no, my parents wouldn't have felt comfortable with me going to their house. But they were my friends, and at some point, she's eventually gonna get a friend that she might think is her best friend. They might not turn out to be her best friend, after college or whatever. But at some point, somebody's gonna want to be with her. You know what I mean? At some point, and if we don't want her going to their home, or if we don't feel like going out taking her to the mall. She can't drive yet. Are we supposed to be like, oh, you can't have any company or anything like that? Like, at some point, she's gonna want to hang around people and not just be online gaming with the people online. She might want in-person company. So that's where we differ. Because at some point, I'm okay with someone coming over. As long as I meet them and their parents, I'm nosy. I'm listening to all the conversations. I'm not saying they're going in the bedroom and this and that. They're in the open. I'll get to know the child. I still don't trust people. But
No, I need to pull a
that's why
Carfax on their mamas and daddies.
that's why you keep an eye on them. That's why you pay attention to your children.
That's true. Let me ask, how did, like, when you were growing up, how was it for you? Did your mom want to meet your friends, or was it kind of trusting? I'm asking just because of different backgrounds. Ashley?
I think mine was a combination of the two. I grew up Huntsville, Alabama. The school I went to, all of our parents knew each other. So we kind of matriculated through school. I went to private school. So we all matriculated through school from when I got there in the fourth grade, all the way from fourth grade, all the way through high school. So the group of friends that I had, my parents already knew them. They had cultivated relationships, so it was that thing. Next thing, though, my dad was kind of similar to what T.Y. was saying. My dad had 4 girls. So I think it's different with girls and boys, too. Because my dad having 4 girls, it was a protection thing. Like, he was, no, you're not going anywhere, that type of thing. But at the same time, my mom was the one like, well, they can come over here. So my house ended up being that house too, where everybody the friends that I had, they'd spend time with me and my family at my house, unless it was, something where my parents are like, okay, they're having a birthday party. You can go because I know this person's parents. So nice little combination of the two.
I agree with that, Ashley. My house was like that too, because me and my brother were really close in age. So like, we had some of the same friends. So everybody would be at our house. He was into sports. I ran track or dance team and different things. So everybody would come to our house as well.
Okay.
Just
How
one
was
thing
it
I
for
wanna
you?
add.
Go ahead, Javi.
No, I was when you guys were talking about that. One thing about Mexicans in particular, if you want to go out anywhere with whoever, you always have to bring that younger brother with you. Um,
Oh, black families the same way.
anywhere I wanted to go, I was like, "Can I go to the mall with so and so?" I was like, "Yeah, take Freddie with you." I was like, "Really?" Like anywhere I want to do,
Nope.
take Freddie with you.
Did they do that?
Um,
Did they do that because Freddie was gonna be a deterrent to you getting into bullshit, or they do that so that Freddie can experience what his older brother was doing?
I think a little bit of both because I know Freddie. I love him to death, but he talks, so
Ooh, child.
he's gonna tell on me.
Snitching. Mm-hmm.
Love him to death. Oh
Oh,
God,
heavy.
let me tell my brothers not
Okay,
to.
so
Don't listen on this podcast, this episode.
Rodney, you need to tell us how how your mama treated you out there in Monroe.
Um,
in
Tanglewood.
Tanglewood.
First of all,
I'm sorry, y'all. That's
so
Lawrenceville, Georgia. Lawrenceville,
no,
Georgia.
actually, it was Monroe. I didn't move to I moved to Gwinnett when I was in fourth grade. So honestly, majority of my life was grown up in Gwinnett, but you know, family is in Monroe, and I feel like that's part of my roots. So I always claim it. But for a long time, I was a only child. You got to understand, I'm 30. Miles is only 19. Madison is just 15. So until the age of 10, 11, it was always me. You know, clearly I was the accident because my mom said she was not having kids until she got married. Well, she fell for my knucklehead daddy. But after that, she's like, for real. She waited till she got married to have Miles and Madison. So I would say for me, it was a lot of my mom meeting a lot of my friends' parents. Because if I wasn't there, then I was really hanging out with my cousins. And we would go down to one of our aunt's house, and everybody would come up there like the meeting place, you know. That's where we get dirty. And one of the cousins would be our babysitter while my mom's at work during the summer, blah, blah, blah. But when I actually wanted to go with a friend from school and not hang out with my cousins, then yeah, she will meet them. She's gonna drive me over there and she's gonna meet their parents. She's gonna say, call me if you need anything. She's gonna say, call me before you go to bed. I'm gonna absolutely forget, but my mom, I'm the only child. She loves her little boy. She gonna call and she gonna check, how's he doing? Is he okay? A lot of you guys have said the same thing. The times are different. I feel like now, hell yeah, if you ain't checking as a parent, shame on you. DFATs need to come and collect them. DFATs need to come because we're not living in 91, 92, 93 where I don't want to say the world was safe, but it damn sure feels safer than what it is today. You know, if you want to go out and ride your bike, go. Be free, little Johnny boy. Okay? Come on back home when these street lights come on.
Johnny boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
your
the
ass on the
streetlights.
porch when them lights come on.
But you know, your mom wouldn't care. Now it's like, ooh, you want to go play? Let me take you to the park and keep my eye on you the whole time because Chester the molester might be around the corner in that
he
damn
is.
van. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Can I piggyback on this real quick? Did you feel as a kid? Did you feel safer with your friends or safer with your family, like cousins and stuff like that? Did your cousins get you into more shit than your family did? I mean, than your friends did?
for me,
For any of us, I know
my
people,
cousins, yeah,
and maybe myself. My
I would
cousins
say
would
so
get me
too.
into more shit than my friends
yeah.
would.
We set a fire one time and they blamed it on me. We literally almost blew somebody's house up. Bye.
Should parents vet their own family before they send their kids over there to play with you know what I'm saying, cousins and stuff like that?
Parents know they nieces and nephews bad as hell. They
But
know they bad.
yeah, but your mama's sister, right? Do your mother know the subtle nuances of her sisters? You know what I'm saying? Is she comfortable sending her kids over there?
I would say so. For my mother, yeah, my cousins did stuff. I did stuff,
Because that's
but
where shit happens, right? Everybody got this family trauma where they be like, "Oh, this uncle did this to me, or this aunt did this to me, or this older cousin did this to me." Is it something that your parents missed within their family, or they chose to ignore, but they, out of convenience, they like, just go play with your cousins?
TY, that's absolutely, you're right, because there's a lot of family trauma that do happen, and a lot
that
of
is
kids are
true.
taking advantage from their family members. And you just raised a great question. do we trust our family too much when it comes to the kids?
Yeah,
Kaylee, did you want to say
I
something?
feel like
Or
that's what I was going to say is like I think that you don't like look into your family because you just automatically assume that you'd be able to trust them, and then if something happens, you might like, I watch like Law and Order SVU and stuff. And, whenever it's like the uncles who like inappropriately touch or something, the little kids, like they don't want to believe it. And they just keep sending them over to that house or, I don't know. I think that everyone wants to believe that their family members would never do something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want
Ashley?
to say
But I
something.
mean, definitely we should look into family members.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ashley.
I lost my train of thought.
Tay.
Well, I've never experienced that type of trauma, but as we were stating, like when we were saying times are different, it's definitely some people probably still do things like that. But I think with me and with what I see, like my friends and just different people, like their eyes are open because things were done to them. Now their eyes are open and they have like the dynamic of their relationship with their children is very open. Now, London and I, or us as a family, we have a very open relationship. We talk about everything. And it's nothing that she can't tell me. I'm not gonna get mad at something, even if I am mad. I'm not gonna let her know I'm mad, no matter what it is. So I feel like with our generation, the millennials, it's starting to change a lot of people, and we're starting to open up more. Whereas back in the day, the generation before us, they kept quiet about a lot of things. So
I agree.
That's absolutely great.
I think that's where I was going. And you just made me remember. Yeah. The generation before us had the mentality that family is family. And even when you have family issues, you don't talk about it because it's like if you don't talk about it, then it's not really happening. So I think that's the generation that happened, before us. And like Tay was saying, with us being millennials, we're the ones like, not my kids, not my house. It's not happening. So we're more open. And I think that leads to a lot less trauma, I guess, now because we're more open to talking about the traumas that occurred previously.
Yes.
Like she was saying, that didn't happen to me. I was the oldest, so I didn't even have cousins that I knew about until later. So I'm the oldest. It was me and the adults.
Yes.
So I think that's why I was so grown, and not grown in the negative term, but I was just always levels above everyone else because I was always with the adults.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was an adult earlier than,
Gotcha.
necessary. My childhood is kind of non-existent if we're being completely honest.
Wow.
So
I think Javi's is pretty much the same way. I'm the oldest as well, but mine is there. But Javi, you can share on yours as well.
I mean, yeah. I didn't really when we were talking about cousins. If we trust our cousins, I didn't really have that just because majority of my cousins, well, my first cousins were adults, and I was, in my, whatever age. They're about 15 plus years older than me, so we didn't have that connection. Until they started having kids. So then, but at the time when they're having kids, I'm like 15 and they're 1. So we don't have that connection as cousins, I guess. But yeah, I lost my train of
Would you
thought.
be quicker?
I
I
was
think
going
I
with
think
this.
children are quicker to tell on their friends if something inappropriate happens than you would your cousin. Number one, because I want to keep coming to my cousin house to play, even though my uncle is a pedo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I can see
I
that.
got to go to Thanksgiving and Christmas and family functions with this dude. Like, how awkward is this gonna be? Like, you know what I'm saying? In the mind of a kid. So those are just things as parents like you need to watch out for. Don't just vet your kids' friends and their parents. You need to also do some digging in your family life too. You know what I'm saying? For your protection and your child's protection too. So yeah, just be aware.
Absolutely. And I think Ashley kind of hit it with the fact that you're saying us as millennials, we are getting better at it. We are getting better at knowing. And I think it literally piggybacks a little bit off what Tay said, where because the traumas have happened to us. and we're talking about them. We're getting the help. So I think now it is, it's getting better when it comes to looking into your family. We want to believe our family is precious and it is the best. But at the same time,
The reality
is, and when you have a child, I don't even have kids. I do want a bunch. But I know that I feel for myself when I do have kids, there's nothing you want to do but protect them. And when you can't protect them, I feel that you will feel that you failed them. This is somebody that you raised and you brought into this world. And kids are so innocent and so helpless. And that's the thing I hate when things happen to kids, because it's like they can't control this shit. You're an adult, you're this, you're older, you know better. And kids are just so helpless. So I just feel like, even as a parent, like, how it could feel just, knowing that you feel like you failed your child when you couldn't protect them. So I think a lot of that goes into why millennials are opening up. Ashley, I know you had sent me a topic a few weeks ago and then we had a break, but let's hit it. The next one is we're going to talk a little bit about women's fertility, singleness, and not having children at the moment. So, I mean, It's a lot of things in this next topic, but I'm here for this one. Let's go.
So, everybody knows I'm single, happily single. Do not have any children.
Hell yeah.
I'm with you,
But you know what?
Do not have any children. Don't do that. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. But I was on Instagram the other day and saw an article or a headline that popped up that said something about a woman, what was it? A fertility center that had swapped people's embryos. And I had several questions. I sent the article to Rodney and Javi immediately and was like, oh my God. And I think it struck with me because I'll be 33 in a few months, not having any children, being single, no prospects in sight. I have considered fertility treatments. I've considered having my eggs frozen, just to, because I have a couple of other health issues as well. So I'm dealing with fibroids. I have ovarian cysts. So there are a lot of things into play with me not having children. So it's a decision that I've made. I don't have children right now for a reason. But then at the same time, fertility is on the table for me. So I've considered freezing my eggs. And when I saw that, it was like, oh my God, how do you mix up people's embryos? And the first question that I had was, how did they know? So I read the article, and they are a Caucasian couple out in Los Angeles. And
they had a black baby.
They gave birth to a brown-skinned, dark-haired baby. And the father immediately was like, whose baby is this? And she's like, well, I had dark hair growing up, and they're just trying to make it work. And it's like, well, no, it has to be ours because the fertility clinic. And so they said they had the baby for 3-4 months. And then another couple, and I'm assuming that now this is the black couple, has had a white baby. And they're like, no, this is not my kid. Yeah. So they find out that their embryos were swapped. And
did they swap
it was
babies?
just like this. They did have to swap babies. So they met with each other. They ended up spending time with the other babies and that has to be so traumatic because you give birth to a child. It's not genetically your child, but at the same time, you have still gone through the process.
You have that
connection because you did birth this child. Like, I can't imagine. So they ended up swapping babies. I think they were doing like one weekend a month with the other baby. And then the families were like, we just can't do this swapping back and forth. Let's just swap them permanently.
Okay, so I got a question because I didn't read this article, but I need to know, like, okay, so you freeze the egg. Whose sperm was implanted in the egg? Was it the husband's sperm?
It's the husband's sperm. So you use the husband's sperm with another embryo. So I think that's the crazy part because the baby is genetically the father's child, but it's not the mom's because those are her eggs.
So is the
So
father now, he got to pay child support for that other child, or did they just
you know what?
swap that out?
We just gonna call it even, and we gonna sue the fertility clinic and collect a check.
Wait,
That's a
so
whole
So
it's technically not the mom's?
It's not the
no,
mama's.
because that's somebody else's eggs. That's the whole point. The eggs are frozen from the mom, so the mom carried somebody. She was basically a surrogate for another woman.
Is that cheating?
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Because the daddy's sperm was in another woman, so
Because technically it is the daddy's baby.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Okay,
She
I
could
didn't even
sue-
think
she
of it.
could
I didn't even
divorce
think of it
him.
like that, Ashley.
That's wild,
I
man.
didn't
Sue
even
that damn company.
saying it. I was thinking that it was the mother. Like I was thinking maybe the mother was older and she had frozen her eggs, and then later the father came and So if this was somebody else's eggs, oh man, that's traumatic.
They had implanted.
So I wonder how their relationship is built off of this whole situation now.
Right. Right. And is that something that you even discuss with the baby later? Because is that something the baby's going to remember? It's only been 2-3 months for the kid. Is that something that you actually want to discuss with them? Or is that something that you feel is going to add to potential trauma in their life?
I wouldn't.
How do you go from that? But then at the same time, you're technically not your father's child. It's just so many things going into play in this situation. You're not your dad's child, but we took all the necessary precautions for you to come from both of us. This place screws up. Now you're my child, but you're not your dad's, but you were raised or birthed by somebody else. Why don't you have baby pictures of me? It's a whole lot that goes into play. And it had me reevaluate my situation. Like, is this something I actually want to do?
Wait, I thought it wasn't the mother's child. You said it's
when they swapped back, it is the mom's child now because they did swap the babies back. So now the babies belong to the moms, but the dads are different.
It is not the father.
Lord Jesus, this is some deep shit. And that fertility clinic should be out of business indefinitely.
Honey, I believe
Don't be
they are
putting
closed.
eggs in nobody else.
Okay,
I wouldn't go there.
And then that kind of led to another situation because after that, I think it was a couple days later, I sent y'all another article, or you sent it to us about how Kellogg is awarding mothers maternity, menopause, and miscarriage leave.
Yes.
And so I located the article, found out that this is all occurring over in the UK. And you all know that America is at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to medical benefits.
Scums.
Anyway. So we are, literally.
Not only that, but Kellogg's, they only doing that because they trying to clean up their image. Everybody know that Kellogg's cereal was doing some trifling shit to disabled kids. They was experimenting on kids and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And during their inception of that company. So they may be trying to get out in front of something.
Okay.
But yeah,
So,
we don't. The healthcare over there is a whole lot better.
A whole lot better. So they're, and it's funny, we all get on TikTok now. Getting on TikTok and seeing, I guess, the kids from the UK talking about the differences in our medical benefits. It's really disheartening because there is no reason I should be going to the hospital, birthing a baby, coming out $25,000 in debt, and then you read your benefits and they're charging me to hold my kid. You're charging me for chest to chest? Like, it's my baby. That's $600, $700 right there. But then they're laughing about it. You see over there, universal healthcare was a thing. Like, okay, taxes might be a little higher, but the fact that you're not going into astronomical debt for small things, I feel like it kind of weighs out or balances out in other areas.
I agree. The thing is with America, in my opinion, if we did try to go that route and raise the taxes, I feel like people would be very mad. Like, no lie, in America, we love our money. And
it's a capitalistic society.
right, you know, and I feel like here it's like, well, shit, I might not even want kids, or I might not even get sick. So why am I putting into this healthcare? You know, I just feel like for us, I don't think it would work. Is it ideal? I think it's beautiful.
Well, what's funny?
Go ahead.
What's funny is when you read the numbers, we're already paying what they're paying over there. So they feed it to us as if it's going to be a whole lot more coming out of our pockets. It's not going to affect us middle class, working class people the way that they're trying to portray it. It's going to affect the people at the top of the totem pole, and they have the ability to disperse it. So yes, it's a capitalistic society. I mean, I've watched the documentary by Michael Myers, Capitalism, A Love Story. It's great for those that have the ability to make as much money as you want to. But at the same time, everybody does not have that ability to make as much money as they want to.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's tough. It's tough. But just touching on what you said about, you know, it's just the way that they portray it to us. They say that, you know, it's going to be a lot coming out of your pocket. It's not affecting us. It's not. If you read the numbers and compare those apples to apples and oranges to oranges, it's not affecting us. It affects top tier. And none of us are in that top tier.
I hear that.
So
do you think, because I know, Ashley, you want kids. I know I want kids. How do you feel now? Do you feel like, I know you said earlier that you that was a scary article to kind of read because, you know, you thought about the embryo. Yeah. Do you feel like you have a timestamp? Would you adopt? Would you what would you do for you? Because I know back in the day, right now, most people would be like, girl, you ain't had no kids, which I think is fucking rude. Stop asking people when they having damn kids. And it's funny, y'all get this as girls. I get this shit too as a guy. I was at my uncle's funeral last June, fixing myself a damn plate, and somebody walked up to me and said, "Pooh." I said, "Hey, how you doing? Good. You ain't got no kids yet?" No.
Oh, child.
And he knows
Trust me. Webster ain't putting no kids out there. Trust me.
You done probably shot some clubs up.
I was like, no. I was like, no, but why are you asking me this? Like, you don't want no kid? So, girls, y'all get it. But guys get it too. And for me, I feel like she was really trying to dig, like what's a man this age, of a particular age, as Wendy Williams would say, doing without no kids.
Be responsible.
Because I can't fucking afford them. I can barely
swing the other way or something like that. You know, they were
trying.
it's the country, so they're trying to dig deep. They're trying to dig, and I'm not feeding into it. I said, well,
did you knock the plate out her hand?
You should have knocked it out her hand.
I should have knocked that damn rib right up in the air.
And then it's at a funeral, like, you know, why are you asking that type of question at the repast?
Because death and birth go together.
I just feel like it's so disrespectful. And look at my answer. I said no. And why? Because one, I'm still single, and two, I'm not ready. I said I'm not ready for kids, and I feel like everybody puts this mentality like you got to do this by this certain age, you got to do this, you got to do this, or like, man, take society and its pressures and kid fucking rocks. I don't have to do this. I can do this when I want. Okay, so girls, y'all get that question. Guys sometimes get it as well. But how do you feel, Ashley, about it?
I have personally put a timestamp on myself.
No, you can't do that.
No, it's funny because this is just where I am mentally. I've talked through it with my therapist. Okay. I put it on myself because I don't want to be an old parent. I came from young parents. My parents were 19 and 21 when they had me. Ooh, so we grew up together. We all grew up together. And then I raised my siblings, you know, like, so I felt like I already raised kids. I did. I raised kids already. So I think that's part of why I don't have children now. Because if we're being honest, children are not mandatory. You know, like it's not something you have to do.
Society tells you better do it.
That is what they do. Exactly. But being realistic, you don't have to. And it's okay if you don't want them. But I do want them. But I have put a time stamp on myself. If I have not had children by 35, then I'm going to just be the fly auntie that comes back with all the gifts from the trips.
Why you can't be the auntie?
That's me. That's what I'm gonna
There's
be.
nothing
If
wrong
I've
with being
gotten
an
to
auntie.
35, there
I'm
we
here for
go.
the
This is
auntie. I'm
this
And
is
I'm
what's
fine
gonna
with
happen.
that.
She
still an
gonna she
auntie.
put that time stamp at 35. When she turned 37, she gonna be dropping 2 babies.
Absolutely not.
Twins.
You know
And that's
what?
the only way I'm having two, because I'm at the point now, y'all talking about timestamps, I will do one. And the only way I'm having two is if it's twins. And twins run in my family. So that's another thing. Like, my grandmama was a twin, my great grandmama was a twin, her mama was a twin. So it's like twins are coming. Nobody's had them in this
Them eggs
generation. And I
splitting,
feel like
baby.
if it were to be me, it would be me.
And for the
Them
for the
eggs are
listeners out there,
splitting.
Mary Kate and Ashley is her second cousins.
I have to say, I agree with Ashley. Every woman has their own opinion of how old they want to be when they have children, or how old, the cutoff time. Even though I have one, and I'm still the fly auntie, by the way, with just my
Yes.
one. I had London at a younger age, 22, 23 years old. So she's
12.
11. Don't do it. Legs was closed. I had a penny between my knees, and I wasn't dropping it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But anyway,
What that
like,
mean?
if you have a penny between your knees and you ain't dropping it, ain't nobody getting up in there. And especially at 12 years
Stay
old.
close.
No, sir.
That's a country saying, T.Y. You stay up there in Cleveland. We got this
I will.
covenant.
Please stay
I
up
will.
there.
I didn't hear that because
Please stay up there.
y'all
It's a
grown ass women with pennies between your knees now just get turned over.
You know what?
You know what? Anyway, let me finish what I was
Oh,
saying.
my God.
Yes, stay.
So I was saying that I do agree with you because as for having another child, my cutoff, I'm about to be 35 in like January or whatever. So 36 max. I don't even want to do 36, but I know I just told TY yesterday or the day before, I have a certain time of year that I want to be pregnant. Like, I don't want to go into the summer pregnant, especially living in Florida. So I just told him the other day, I don't want to get pregnant right now before I got things I want to do in the new year.
Right.
So I get me pregnant like July, August, so I can have that baby, whatever. But I agree with you. I don't, past 36, I don't feel like I'm going to have as much patience. I don't want to be an old mother as well. I want to be able to do things physically with my child.
We are looking for a surrogate.
And that is an option. That is definitely
Deadass.
an option. I don't want to go through the sickness that I went through with London. So it's just different things that goes into it. So every woman is entitled to limit themselves or not limit themselves. Themselves. 40-year-olds are happily out here, happily having babies,
Right.
but they're more
Absolutely.
established than we were, or than we are, and they have the funds to do so. They have the help. And it's just different things that go into it. So if you want to have a baby at an older age, please do.
Right.
But
Go right on ahead.
I'm not past 36.
I hear you. So for me, I mean, clearly I'm a guy, so it's a little different. I don't really have a timestamp. Yeah, because I can shoot all day. So I'm 80. And it's gonna get it
Is
done.
it really
But
80?
When is Javi gonna shoot the club up? Or Javi, do you want kids?
dang,
Because
can
you
I
ain't
finish
said
what I was
nothing.
saying?
Yeah,
I'm
see
sorry,
why?
but he was just sitting there like he just ain't got nothing to say.
Maybe what I was gonna say was gonna let him piggyback off of.
Oh, my bad.
Like Ashley said,
He lying.
I've already raised my kids. And I had to take care of them when I was 10 years old. I was wiping Melissa's ass and Chris's ass.
But who was wiping
And
yours?
I hope it was my mom. I don't know.
I was wiping my own ass.
Okay.
I hope so.
But I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I want kids. I want kids, like maybe one, but it's not important to me. That's the thing. And I hate, family get-together because they always ask me, like, you're next, whatever. It's like, no. I was like, I can barely afford myself.
Okay.
Why do I want to bring a human being to this damn earth, knowing damn well I can barely afford myself?
And then,
it is
They
what it is.
always got something to say. Like, I hate when, are you and TY gonna have another kid? Are you gonna pay for daycare? Are you gonna pay for these diapers? Are you gonna watch the kid when we want to go out of town? Have another kid for
Right.
London. London at this point is like over the kid. You know, she's over the dog that we got in place of a kid early on. She's only focused on herself, and so this baby gonna be running around the house with just probably me paying attention to it because TY gonna be doing whatever he wants to do, and it's like you keep saying have this kid or help us pay for this kid. If you want us to have this kid,
Okay.
how about you come and have it? How about you come be the live-in nanny or whatever?
Okay.
Like, it's not easy paying for kids. And another thing, people think because you have one child that you can have another one or you have it easier. It is not easier just because you have one child. Because you have one child, you have time to do other things that you want to do. You can create more streams of income or go to school or do other things, that you want to do to benefit you and your family. But it's still tough because time goes into all of that. You have to make time for your child, your family, homework, and then people that have 3, 4, 5, or however many kids they have. It's like it's hard for them because their time is limited. They can't do as much as I do because they have to put that time into those other kids. So
To those kids.
it's really not easier having just one child because we also have a life outside of that one. But if you have more children, I'm not going to say that you don't have a life, but things are limited. So I want to say that too because people think, you live this life or whatever. No, I'm tired as hell.
And in the words of my idol Ike Turner, what I'm gonna do with two
You know
more
what?
kids?
What we gonna do with 2 more kids? We gonna drop them like
what?
Rodney did. You want to play the family man?
I can't stand you.
Yeah, that's my idol right there, boy. I love Ike Turner.
So I guess to sum up for myself,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've come to I thought I would actually probably have kids by now at 30 because I used to have a timestamp, which I don't know why I gave myself a damn timestamp because again I can produce till I'm fucking 80 plus at this point. But for me, I don't know. I think I'll know when I'm financially there, and I know that's not there now, and I have to get to a point where I'm not selfish. I love myself. I love spending my money on myself. I love traveling. I know there's a lot of things I'm going to have to change, and I don't think I'm ready for that yet. One day, yes. Right now, no, I'm not. Will that age be 35? Will that age be 33? Will that age be almost 40? I don't know. But for me, I want to get that out. And I think I'll never get it out because I do love spending my money on myself. I truly do. But I'm going to adopt, of course. I do want one child by my sperm, but I do plan on adopting. And I want to adopt like a brother-sister sibling set because I feel like those are the ones that are always left at the adoption agency because everybody wants a baby. Everybody wants somebody 2 or 3. Well, what about the 8-year-old, a 9-year-old?
Hell no, I don't want a baby.
Do y'all have an age cutoff for adoption?
No, I mean, honestly, I really don't. I can't say I don't want an 18-year-old, but I mean, the thing about I can't say
The damage is done at 18, so no, you don't.
It's gonna be well, but the thing is, after 18, what are you supposed to do? You still got to have somewhere to come home to. I needed my mom well past fucking 18.
I did too.
So I used to think, shout out to all the mamas on this damn podcast. But truthfully, and I used to think that, T.Y., like,
and
hell
the
no.
daddies.
And yes, and the ones who got the daddies, them too. Yes. I used to think the same way, T.Y., and say, nah, they too old. But then I got to thinking, like, when's too old to not need a parent? You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed my mom for a very long time. When did I stop asking my mom to help me pay this and do that? And I had to think about it. Well, damn, it was into my late 20s. So I feel like at the age of 18, 17, just because they're that age in, the foster care system, should they not be adopted? maybe they won't go to college next year. Maybe it'll be a few years. Maybe it's going to take a little work with them. But it's not out of question. If it's the 17-year-old and it's a 8 and a 9-year-old, I will take all three. Absolutely,
That's what's
absolutely,
up.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Shout out to
that's
my
where I'm
homeboy
at.
Steve and his wife. They got like a 15, 16-year-old foster child, man. I admire them for doing that.
Really?
Yes,
And
yes,
how old are
yes.
them?
You met Steve. We are the
Yeah.
same age. Yeah. Him and
Oh,
his wife,
okay.
they got a foster child, man. So I admire them for doing that. Especially at that
That's
age.
mad
Like
respect right
we
there.
we we had conversations like, man, well, how's it going? Like when I think that when a child is at that age, they kind of set in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to reprogram, or do you let them live their life, or do you have that set of rules in your house where you like whatever you did when you was at before, that ain't going down here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
this is how we rock. So,
Mm,
I mean, like I said, I do admire them
It's
for
a lot
doing
to
that.
think
Yeah, but
about.
those are questions and things that you should ask yourself and have kind of together before you consider kids at that age, maybe.
absolutely. And yeah, that's good. Congrats, Steve. That's an awesome job that y'all are doing. That's
Yeah.
that's very commendable. Which kind of goes into our next thing. Tyler, me and you were talking about this. I think yesterday or a few weeks or last week. Imagination versus reality.
Okay,
I feel
so
like that definitely ties in with the kid thing that we're leaving from. And yeah,
it
take it over.
does. It does. So I was having this conversation with my mom the other day, and she was like, as parents, we had these conversations where she mentions her mistakes as a parent, and we just talk about it. And she said, as a parent, it was my mistake of snatching your imagination from you. Right? When you were a kid, you playing with imaginary friends, you run around the house, you doing all this stuff, these imaginary things, and your parents is looking at you like, quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, no, these imaginary friends, it's a cutoff date. You know what I'm saying? You too old for that. You too old for that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And she said that's her mistake. And she proved her point by saying most, if not all, innovation comes from imagination. If you take away your
Yeah.
imagination, you cannot innovate.
Mm,
The
mm,
creator
mm.
of the iPhone, the creator of computer, Tesla himself was a recluse. His best friend was a bird. Okay. He had a really good imagination. He was able to innovate things and create things with his imagination. So his imagination turned into reality as opposed to somebody snatching it away from you. And now you just stuck in this 9 to 5 world where I got to go get a job. I got to do this. You following this conformity. So as parents and as adults, I think you should try to get your imagination back. That way you can start to innovate things. You can be creative. I think the creative minds have their imaginations flowing, and I think we lack that as a society now. And the only ones who have that ability to innovate, we look at them as crazy.
Mm.
That's the first thing we say. Oh man, they crazy, but they come up with the coolest shit,
They do.
right?
And we buy it.
And we buy it, and now
Creativity.
we just made them rich. And while they run around their house talking to imaginary friends. And while we got real friends and we broke as shit.
Uh, say it. I absolutely think that when you mentioned that to me, I was like, wow, there is so much society. I think
Yeah.
a lot of things goes back to society all the fucking time. And it's so crazy. But
The social
yeah,
norms.
dude, like we stop because like you said, it's a certain age we shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a certain age you should stop doing this. You should stop watching this. You should stop playing with this. Why?
Right. Right.
I
Right.
watched this show. I don't know if all of y'all watch it, but I know Tay does. Queen Sugar and Ralph Angel always let Blue play with a doll named Kenya. Everybody had an issue with a boy playing with a doll. I personally don't like dolls, but he was like, he's not going to break that. Blue used to talk to Kenya all the time and da 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 da, and it really, I mean, cared to 5 or 6, 7 years old. Then all of a sudden, he's gone. Or did they take him away, Tay?
No, no, no. He was trying to replace Kenya, but I think I think they had lost Kenya or threw her away or something. But he had gave Kenya a birthmark. So he knew it wasn't Kenya. But anyway, he had Kenya. But he just had her like, you know how you have the little, what are the little men that y'all play with?
Action figures.
So G.I. Joe's
She,
action figures.
Kenya would just sit up in there like an action figure along with his other toys. And when Blue was going off to stay with his grandparents for school, he gave Kenya to his mom. Like, let Kenya keep you safe. But he got out, he transitioned from Kenya to whatever else he was interested in.
On his own. And that was the point of me going, through all that. Sorry, guys. But on his own. So I absolutely believe if you give someone the opportunity, children, and stop yanking it because the society says, and these social norms are, they shouldn't be playing with this at 3. They shouldn't be playing with this. Stop.
Right.
You're messing up the creative process. Okay.
Right.
You don't know what your child's going to be. You don't know what he or she is doing when they're talking to Kenya or Dave or Bob the Builder. Okay. Let them have that creative moment. And if anything, it's as simple as this. You only get to be a child for so long.
Right.
Don't take that moment from them. Don't take that moment.
Stop snatching it.
And I think it's going back to the social norms because, everyone doesn't want that quote unquote weird kid,
Absolutely.
And I feel like as a parent back in the day, they would try their best not to have that weird kid. And I think that's bullshit. I think that should let your kid, whatever he wants to be.
That weird kid might be the next Bill Gates.
Literally. Yeah. It's funny because, and we talk about culture all the time on this podcast.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely.
I'm a creative. And I remember, I think that's why I struggle so hard now in this 9 to 5 that I'm working. Because my heart is a free little blackbird flying around, doing whatever she wants to do. So that plays into part of my trauma. But my ideal children, you talking about weird kids, I'm going to say these names and y'all going to be like, yep. Willow and Jaden Smith are the complete opposite of what people feel Black children should be.
And I love them.
Because they are the most carefree children on this planet.
Look at their parents.
And I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love the two of them. And those are the kids that I want. I want my kids to just be who they are and have no care of how society is going to perceive them. I want them to like the things that people don't necessarily feel should be liked by children. Black kids don't do that. I want them to do all of those things.
Let's start doing that. Let's start doing that. Why? Black kids, let's start. Why?
I want to say something.
When back in the day.
Goodness.
Piggybacking off of what Ashley said, I leave these little Post-it notes all over London's room. Like I put them in front of her desk. And I don't know whose quote it is or whatever. So I just put unknown on there. But I read it to my mom yesterday. I said, it says, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. What matters is what you think of you, unknown or whatever. So I leave little Post-its just, all over her room to let her know it doesn't matter what anybody else think of you. This is you. You are who you are.
Yep.
Because London is so different. Like, she is different from, like, other children. And she is. And a lot of people say it's because she's an only child. That may have something to do with it. But she's different. Like, she's a mixture of me and her dad. And we're, like, opposites. We have some of the same things. Like, we talk about people together and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is
I don't talk about people
all the time. She's just different. She's a different little girl, and I love it because she's not into things that other children are into, which she knows about it because I want her to be well-rounded and at least know, but she doesn't have to participate in those things or whatever. Right. So yeah.
That's pretty dope. Ashley, let me ask you something. This is not even a topic that was of discussion, but it is going to be now because I've been feeling this. I've been feeling something, and I think you're feeling what I feel. So let me ask you this. When you said your mind is so creative and things like that, and that's why you struggle in your 9 to 5? Are you feeling like it's like you being behind a desk is not for you? You like change.
Yeah.
You like change in your work. You like every day to be different. Okay.
I am, in my heart of hearts, a very spontaneous person. And structure is something that I struggle with. And when I hit my 5.5 years with this company, it blew my mind because I am a person that jumps from thing to thing to thing because I get bored. And I get bored with the structure. And I feel like I'm not fulfilling my life's purpose. So,
Does
yeah,
your life have a purpose yet?
It does. It does. Am I still finding it? Yes. Because I feel like I'm going to say I'm not a monolith. So I feel like my life's purpose is not one thing. I feel like I'm the person that in my lifetime, I'm going to touch several different things. And it's funny because people, and I can't remember the second part of it now. Y'all know I go off on tangents. Y'all heard the phrase, people often misuse it. They say, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes.
But there's a second portion to that phrase. People take the first half of it
What's the second
and use that. Let me find it. Let me Google it.
Yes.
So Rodney, go ahead and finish your statement.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Google what the second part of that phrase is.
So I've been feeling that way. One reason why I love working in emergency management is because it's so different. Being in the field and taking a test to this, that it is so different all the time. Things change. Yes, it can be very frustrating, but I live from that to be spontaneous. I love that. And what I've noticed lately, I've been doing the same thing for almost 2 years, coming up in April. And my boss asked me, like, yeah, you're going to stay on to April at least. I'm like, oh, okay. Again, it's benefiting me. But at the same time, that's 2 years doing the same thing. I don't like doing the same thing for 2 years. It's irritating me. It makes me itch. That's how bad it makes me itch. Okay. And I think I'm learning. I'm still learning. It's amazing. I'm 30 and I'm still learning, which is beautiful. I don't like to do the same thing every day. I can't do repetitive. It drives me. My mind is not meant for that. My mind is meant to be spontaneous. My mind is meant to work on the fly. My mind is meant to resolve issues quickly. I live for it. You know what I'm saying? Even though some might say it's stressful, I thrive in that shit. Don't know why, but I do. That's when I get the best work done. That's when you get the best product of Rodney Jones. So, I don't know. I've been feeling that way, and I felt like you were leaning into it, so that's why I went with it. So that's what you're feeling as well.
Yes, I rather, and I found the full quote. Great. I feel like I'm a jack of all trades because I put my hand in all of the things. And people always say jack of all trades, master of none. But the second part of that is, though oftentimes better than master of one. So I feel like that is me because I'd rather be a jack of many trades and have my hand in several different pots than just being a master of one thing. I've exposed myself to so many different things. And I'm the person that I don't mind trying and failing. So, because I'd rather try and fail and know that, okay, this is something I'm not good at than not try it and regret not doing it.
I have to say I agree completely with both of you because, Rodney, I've been feeling the same thing. Like I was just having this discussion with you the other day about the repetitiveness and of work, how I'm thinking of maybe leaving the agency, doing something else, or switching to a different department. Like it's all just it's tiring. It's tiring. So like I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it.
And honestly, that's the thing we have to follow when to everyone out there, friends who listen to this podcast, we're not saying anything is wrong with if you like the 9 to 5 thing and you can do that. That is, hey, what works for you works for you. We're just saying here for us, which I think is another reason why we connect. We like the spontaneous part of work. We don't like to do the same thing. We like to be challenged. Not saying that you're not being challenged. I'm trying to make sure I don't offend anyone, but this is just us. And I tell you, I definitely get it. And sometimes it's not always here. in the agency we're with, and sometimes you do have to venture out a little bit. What did I say on the singles episode? It's always gonna be here, baby. Okay, we can always come back.
You can come back.
You can always come back, but continue to try, continue to climb, find something that pleases you. I feel like life is so short to just sit here and deal with something, to tolerate. I could not tolerate working from home. Most people are happy that they're working from home. Y'all, Rodney hates it. I am a very people person. I need to walk in the office and be like, "Hey, Ashley, what you doing? What you bring for lunch? Or we going down the street to the
That's what he
Chipotle?"
want to do for his whole day. He don't want to do no work. He want to go to the office so he can talk shit
And
walk
call me
around.
from work so
He
I can
ain't
talk it
trying to
with
sit
him.
there and do no work. See, when you work from home, you gotta actually do work. When you're in the office, I'm the same way. If I'm in the office, I'm walking up and down Peachtree. I'm going to other people's desks. I'm talking shit. I'm in the kitchen drinking 8 cups of coffee, bottles of water. I'm going to the bathroom every 5 minutes. You can't do that shit when you work from home. And that's what Rodney is
I know.
basically getting
When
at.
you're working from home, like for me, like both of us are working from home. He can sit at his desk all day. I cannot do that. Like I've changed scenery. I've gone to the coffee shops. Like I go on the balcony. I cannot do the same thing. And it's not just with work. It's with my everyday life. Like my husband is more routine than me. Like
TY is definitely routine.
I'm not
Definitely easy.
routine. Like I would leave you and go do whatever I want to do because I can't take that shit. Like if we want to do something, like Lord, Lonnie got school tomorrow. It's
The name
okay.
stays home.
She's going to school, but we gonna do this today. Like I can't take it. Like if I'm doing the same thing for like 2 years, like Rodney said, or whatever, however long, and I'm getting irritated with it, that's how I know I need to move in a different direction and just focus on something different or whatever. But I'm like that in my just life period. Period.
And guess what that's called, Tay?
What's that called, friend?
Growth.
Look
Simple
at
word.
friend. Look at
That's
friend.
growth. You're growing, okay? You know that, like, okay, I can't keep doing this. So guess what? I'm gonna look into some growth. What we
Yeah, and
all
it
should be
doesn't-
doing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Right.
what area you're growing in, you know, whether it's work or home or
Yes,
relationship,
absolutely. Yes.
knowledge,
Right.
everyday life or whatever.
Right.
Like we got to continue to grow.
But you must push yourself. Don't look for somebody else
Right.
to push you into growth. Okay? Do it yourself.
Absolutely.
That was
Oh
good.
man, well,
I enjoyed that.
I know that was really hit. And funny, the next part was importance of growth and traveling. But Kaylee has had bad connection, y'all, all day, and she fell off a while ago, and that was her topic. So we'll skip over it. Let's move to let's see what I got. Okay, Congress approves alcohol monitors for cars.
Hold on. Time out. Do you? Okay, it's got approved. Does that mean if you're an alcoholic or you got a DUI that they're gonna put the monitors in, or is
Okay,
this for
so
everybody?
this is everybody. I'm gonna read you some facts. The earliest it will be is 2026. It is not a breathalyzer. It will monitor the performance of a driver to accurately identify whether the driver may be impaired. And the ways they might do this is by the air in your car. So reading, the alcohol levels through the air.
Levels. Okay.
And then another part that they said that since that might not work because there could be a passenger who's intoxicated.
Exactly.
So the next one is an infrared touch in the steering wheel where your alcohol level can be read through like your thumb, like by you touching the steering wheel.
Let me off this planet.
So,
I'm moving
please.
to
This is the thing for me.
sticks.
Okay. So I guess the question is, I have two questions. My first question is, how do you feel? For me, if it's done the right way and it's used the right way, I'm definitely all for it because I think drunk driving is absolutely fucking stupid. That's personally. If it's used the right way, I think it's absolutely beautiful. That definitely cuts down a lot of deaths, a lot of things that happen for no reason. You know, you shouldn't be behind the car. We have too many Ubers and Lyfts that can be taken. And if you can't afford that to get home, then your ass shouldn't be out. Okay? You need to put that in the budget of going to the bar to buy them shots. I always budget.
Well, hell, if they charging $116,000 in New York, $116 per Uber ride? Hell no, that was my whole drinking budget. No, just kidding.
I know, for real though. But see, a good thing about New York, they walk, child. They walk. Everybody walk. It could be
Yeah, but
miles.
you can get a public intoxication charge.
You right, because it is illegal to be
I think that's
intoxicated
bullshit.
in public.
I think that charge comes when you acting an ass.
Okay.
If I'm walking home, like me and Harvey was definitely libated and lituated on our walk home. And guess what? We didn't do shit but talk shit and eat pizza.
What if you come across a cop that's having a bad day?
I'm eating pizza walking home. But see, I don't think I think you have to cause, at least in my opinion. I don't know, but in my opinion, like I feel like you really got to act an ass for it. Like I don't think you're gonna bother somebody. Like, what did I do? I'm eating pizza and walking home. Now, if I'm out here shaking my ass in the middle of the street and stopping taxis because they trying to look, then yeah,
You saw ATL Scoop too?
that might be a problem. We might need to question.
Oh God.
Okay, so you know, when it comes to the safety of other citizens and people like that, and I definitely agree. What do y'all think?
I'm not a fan. This is an invasion of privacy on another level, right? They take away your rights under the guise of safety, right?
Okay.
I don't like it, right? It is your responsibility as a human to be able to make the determination, I should not be driving, I'm drunk, okay? If they have this type of control over you getting into your car, what else can they shut down? What
What's
else
next?
can they do? What is next? This is a very fine line that is being crossed here, and I'm just not a fan. Yes, I understand. We do want safety. However, you being drunk and getting behind the wheel of a car is your free will. Okay? You kill yourself. Not only was that your free will, but that was God's plan for you to do so.
What about others?
It was God's plan for them to go at that time. And you know, us black folks, we love to say, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. This is God's plan for him to take me on, to bring me on home, right? You do not have a choice of when you leave here. That's a whole different conversation. However, I'm just not a fan of the government being in charge of anything that's in your car. They're already taxing your car. Now, what they're going to do now? If your infrared or your alcohol levels in your breath is high, you could have just had some mouthwash. What they finna do? Shut your car down?
Pretty much, that's what happens. You just don't drive. It don't drive.
Cause a pile up on 85.
You know what I'm saying? I drink while I'm driving. So how that works? Are they shutting my car off on 85 while I'm drinking
example? Are you giving an example?
Example, or is this real life?
This
Self-incriminating?
is an example, people. I do not drink
you.
and drive. Okay?
I'm like, please
Thank
clarify
you.
to the
Be
listeners.
clear.
If I'm
Be clear.
drinking,
If somebody come to pick you up.
if I'm drinking my crown to the head while I'm on 85, what's to happen? You just gonna shut my car off?
Probably should be. If you're doing that, it should be. Absolutely. I'm with the law.
But then
on
that's
that.
going to cause a pile up on 85. You got 7 cars backed up in the back of the car.
Okay, Ashley. That's your problem.
I'm flying down 285, but I'm focused.
I'm focused, okay? Shoot.
Okay, so I can tell Ashley is a no for it. Tay is a no for it with TY. Javi, what do you think? Are you a no, yay or nay?
I think I'm
Okay.
a no. I agree with majority
You agree
of
with all of my
what
shit.
I said. I don't support people drinking and driving. That's just stupid, childish. Get your shit together if you're doing that. But I also don't agree that the government should have a say on you should be driving or not.
What do you mean? Okay, you agree that drinking and driving is bad, but you don't think the government should have a say on you driving while you're drinking?
Yes.
At this point, I feel like the government's gonna. That's just
that makes no sense.
It makes all the sense.
Can I speak for myself? Because Rodney just said I agree with TY. And
Yes, she do.
Shantavia is Shantavia before she is TY's wife. Let's be clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
I might turn the chain in.
I'm like Harvey. Like, I can see the point. What the hell you gonna do with that belt? Because you know I'll use it on you. Real quick. Don't make me come in there.
Yes.
Real quick. But anyway, I
Hey, that's gonna bring our YouTube viewers.
Right.
he tried it. Don't do me, baby. You Ike Turner, but I'm his
I
sister.
told-
What's up? But anyway, we're piggybacking off what Javi was saying. Like, I don't want people getting into the vehicles, like, because we know what we're doing if we're drinking and driving, and some people do take it too far. But at the same time, I do feel like it's an invasion of privacy or whatever. I'm like neutral. I'm like in between because I need more facts. I need more details. Like, I'm not a trust the government type of girl. What they trying to do? Like, is it some other solution than putting that in your vehicle? You know what I mean? And then if it's red or whatever, what are they gonna do? Shut off your vehicle and then what? Is the police gonna be behind you?
See,
Are they taking
this question? So you digging all up in my topic, friend.
I'm sorry. That's just
But
how
I like that we think there because I like it that we're thinking there.
But I like what Tay is saying. Like, at this point, like, what is next for the government? What are they gonna do? I mean, I'm sure they're already listening to us. I know we're on their top list. But what's next?
I mean, I get what's next, but also, I mean, for me, I'm a safety guy. I think about safety, and I think, yes, people should know better, but by knowing better, does that mean you do better? No, they don't. Because I feel like if drunk driving was controlled at this point, we wouldn't be having this discussion, and this alcohol monitor would not have to be approved. So clearly, there's an issue, and I think that it's an issue, and everybody abuses it. Whether you're a celebrity or whether you're a basic person like T.Y. driving down the streets of Tampa, they abuse it.
Not bad.
Let me tell you something. The government
You about to get this man profiled.
The government don't stop McDonald's from selling them goddamn Big Macs that making people fat as fuck. That's killing people.
You right?
But they gonna tell me
selective.
I can't drink my Kahlua and get in my car.
Well, those Big Macs make you.
You can't
fat.
pour your Baileys in your coffee.
Thank you.
Those Big Macs make you fat, but you chose to consume that and eat that.
You chose to consume
Same thing with
alcohol and
You
drive.
drive that car, yeah.
And you don't want to stop doing it when it affects others. That Big Mac is only affecting you. Okay,
No,
that's
it's
affecting
affecting
you.
Is it
family
though? Because
too.
if you die, it affects your family.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like there are two
If I
sides to
die
each.
eating the Big Mac
Ooh,
on
I
85
like this. Ding,
You
ding,
might
ding.
have a heart attack or a stroke as you driving down 285.
with that Big Mac in my right hand.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I feel like there are two sides to each side.
Absolutely. And look, I'm the only one. Government, I'm on your side on this one, okay? Y'all listening?
Man,
Biden is for it. I'm an advocate for
It's
y'all.
funny because I'm one that I don't like the invasion of privacy, but I feel like it's something that's inevitable. Each time we buy a new phone, each time we log into a new email, each time we sign up for it, we're signing more and more of our rights away.
Download TikTok.
So it's something that it's inevitable. TikTok, Instagram, all of these apps that we're using, nobody raised the fine print.
Hell no,
We have literally signed.
let's go.
Exactly.
I'm posting
Agreed.
news.
So
Click.
it's something that's it's inevitable. So do I like it? No, I don't. Is there anything that I can do to change it? No. So I'm one that I don't agree with it, but I know that it's coming and there's nothing that I can do to stop it.
Absolutely.
So,
and see, I love this discussion because we can all agree to disagree here, be friends at the end of the day, and continue to drink, okay, and eat.
Right.
We're actually watching
Right.
today. So yeah, that was great. We're getting close to the end of this episode, but this is really for Ashley and Javi. Well, I guess all of y'all could be in it, even the marrieds. I was watching a little Good Day DC the other day, and apparently there was a dating expert on there, and she says that this season, for some reason, is Return of the Randoms. So, guys, I just want to say beware. People that you've dated and talked to 3-5 years ago, apparently they're coming out the woodworks this year.
They are.
They coming out. Apparently they lonely. It's been through a pandemic, and they lonely, and they need somebody to snuggle up with, or they need some kind of affection or attention, and they want to pry on your emotions. So y'all, I just want to say for everybody out here in podcast world, beware, they coming. And look,
and I'm not interested. So keep all of your little feelings to yourself.
keep your penny,
Thank you.
keep your penny and your knees together.
Okay, because I'm not interested.
Rodney,
I don't go backwards. Have a good day.
Did you say affection or infection? What the random's
Both.
looking for?
At this point, okay, we're gonna go with both. We're gonna go with both. But I thought that was something. So I wanted to ask: have anybody had anybody randomly?
Yes.
You know what? You did have somebody that popped up. I remember we discussed
Oh,
this.
Ashley.
Oh, Ashley, girl.
Yes.
How they pop up in your DM or they knocked on your door?
You're gonna say
Yes.
you're gonna say his name?
See, I moved to a new place, so that I praise the Lord that nobody knows where I live now.
Yes.
But no, it was a guy, and it's funny because this guy, I had never even met him. I started talking to him when I first moved to Atlanta, or before I moved to Atlanta, because I was trying to scope, see what's going on here.
Yes, of course.
I should have known something was wrong because literally within the first 2 days, he was like, yeah, so, can you just go ahead and tell everybody else that, we're together? I said, nope.
Red flag.
Because we just started, literally, red flag. And these red flags be looking like Six Flags sometimes, but I'm going to be quiet. We going So I said, no, that's not how I operate. We can just keep talking, but I don't want you talking to anybody else. Okay, well, that's not your decision. We've only been talking for 2 days. So a week went by, still kept talking to him. Week went by. This man asked me to marry him. And I said, hi, funny. He was like, no, I'm being serious. No, sir.
Had y'all face to face yet?
We still to this day have not met face to face. This man has asked me to marry him. He told me he knows that I'm going to be his wife. He's already prayed about it. He needs me to help him raise his kids. He has 2 daughters. They look up to you. First off, how do your daughters even know about me? I'm confused. They look up to me. Sir, calm down. You're just such a great role model. Da 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 da. And it's like, sir, you're giving me stalker. I need you to stop. So that ended, blocked him. I was feeling nice one day and I said, I'm going to unblock him. Mm-mm. How he knew he was unblocked, I don't know if he kept going back to my pages every day or he was sending texts every day. I'm confused. He literally found out he was unblocked. I got a message the very next day. Hey, Ashley, I was just wondering, he's a chef now. I was wondering if I can, I can make you a meal. I want to start this off the right way, yada, yada, yada. I was like, I'm good. Maybe we can just start talking. He reverts immediately back. Well, I need you to understand that, I know you're supposed to be my wife. And, sir, you are giving me very much single white female movie. You're stalker. I need you to calm down.
Lifetime.
He was trying to get that penny to drop.
And I'm confused because we still have not met to this day, but he was the one that came back.
That's
and it's one of the ones that have come back. And I feel like if he were to know where I live, I would not make it to the next podcast.
No, friend, don't say that. I'm going to put out an Amber Alert on you, and you ain't even under 18.
You will make it to the next podcast because you be in jail?
No, because he would have taken my life. Well, yeah, no.
She would have came up missing.
No, because
she would have came up missing.
I would have come up missing. Yeah. And then y'all would have found me probably a month or so later, and I would have killed him because the way my life is set up.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because you're not gonna stalk me out, sir.
So how would you? I'm not even gonna go
it's
there.
A lifetime
I'm not even gonna go there. Who is they coming in DMs, Rodney?
It's you say what?
DMs.
Are they coming in DMs? Are they knocking on your door? How they showing up? These randoms?
It's just period. They just trying to get back into your life. Apparently, it's this scene. It might be something with this full eclipse we had the other day. People might just feel that they, because I felt like I was going outside to take my shirt off and out in the streets and scratch the ground with my damn nails like I'm fucking.
No, we don't scratch the ground.
Yeah, I'm about to beat my chest in. Okay. That's what was about to happen.
Yes, Tarzan.
Okay.
We talking about these other randoms. Are you guys not the randoms?
No.
I don't slide in people's shit, okay? I don't slide in people's shit like that. For me, if it's in the past, it's in the past, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason, and you need to stay there, and I need to stay over here where I'm at. A reason. Majority of people don't even know I moved to D.C. That's how secretive I am. They know now. If they listen, I changed my address on Facebook. But I never shared it like most people. Oh, this person moved here. Would you like to share it? Nope. So the only way you really gonna know is if you literally go on my page and kind of search. I had a friend who asked for she did a drive-by baby shower. And what's your address? Da 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 da. When the hell did you move to DC? Oh, girl, I've been here about 6 months now. I can't come to the drive-by, but just send me the address. I'll send you a little something in the mail. A little Huggies diaper, something.
Not the Huggies.
That's it. But no, it's real, and I actually got a feeling it's real. It's definitely real, and it's happening. So, guys, beware. Even to the married couples, people don't like people being married, and sometimes people, they still try to shoot their shot while you married.
Right,
Yes,
my wife is hot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She fine.
She's
So
got a pajama down there.
Yeah.
Wake up. She looks asleep.
I'm listening.
I don't take offense to people liking my wife because I wouldn't want her if ain't nobody like her.
You know what?
That's a true statement.
And
ain't
vice
it?
versa.
You just so
That's a true. Is that not a
You
true
do want to
statement?
feel like your person's desirable.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I ain't
Okay.
want to marry no booger wolf.
Not a booger.
Not a booger.
I can't.
But you know what? From what I've been experiencing, like you be surprised. Soon as I know this person know that I'm married because I was about to say something. I had to. I know he know I'm married. Like you clearly see these pictures or whatever,
You still trying to shoot your shot.
or just liking everything, going down liking all the pictures. I'm like, all
And
right,
skip
well,
it. They don't like the pictures that we in there together. Skip right over those.
right. You clearly
Bastard.
slow at this point.
Tay, let me ask you a question. Since you were speaking, to go with you, Tay, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Could you please spell Staphylococcus?
I'm not gonna spell Staphylococcus
I'm
because you
leaving.
trying me. Like, why are you trying me right now?
Could you please spell it? It was actually meant for Kaylee, but she got Giga Monster, and that shit dropped a long time ago. So, could you please spell
Use that.
Staphylococcus? Thank you.
STAPHLO.
Missed the letter.
Staphylococcus. What's the damn word again? Shit.
No, I can spell it.
Finish it
What
up.
word did you
you.
say? You talking about staphylococcus?
See, he didn't even pronounce it correctly.
Y'all done said staphylococcus. I was like, what the hell? You talking about like a staph infection at the hospital? Staphylococcus?
Yeah, that one.
Oh my God. Okay. Because I'm sitting over here like, the fuck are we
Randall, shut
spelling?
up.
Okay, sorry.
Isn't that what I said?
No, that's not
She
what
said
you said.
staphylococcus.
I thought I said Staphylococcus, but maybe I didn't. I'm gonna have to rewind and watch this again.
Is it
Tay,
Staphylococcus?
Staphylala.
Staphylococcus,
That's what he
friend.
said, Pooh. You not Pooh. You Tay. He did say Staphylala.
So, okay, what is the word so I can try to
Staphylococcus.
Staphylococcus.
Why she keep trying to say the cock word?
STAPHYLO. No.
CLCK.
LOCO.
See what?
CUS.
Say that again after the LO. What did you say?
She said it.
LOCOCUS.
Friend. Praise the Lord.
I
My
spelled
baby
it.
did
You
that.
got it.
My baby did
Oh,
that.
this is the hardest damn spelling bee I ever been in.
For Kaylee, but she ain't got no internet, y'all. That dial up for real. Ooh. She need to
She on
report
that AOL disc.
something, friend. She need to report to her people. Oh man, that is funny. It has been a great episode, guys. It's been a very long one, but I'm so happy we were able to do it. We are all back. All right. So, what's to say? Visit us at boozybrunchandtea.com. We have IG or Twitter as well. Or you can text us with any questions, any concerns, any topics you want us to discuss. 202-978-6628. We love you guys. Stay well, stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Peace.